You sit inside a small laboratory. A scientist stands beside you. Everything looks professional, clean, controlled, safe. At least, that's what you think. Then your eyes drift toward a strange machine. A long row of switches, 15 volts, 30 volts, 45 volts, 60 volts. The numbers continue climbing. At the very end, a warning label. Danger, severe shock. Across the room sits a stranger, a middle-aged man with a friendly smile. You exchange a few words, nothing unusual, nothing threatening, just another volunteer. Or so you believe. The scientist explains the experiment. It is a study about learning and memory. One of you will become the teacher, the other will become the learner. The learner is taken into another room. You watch as he is strapped into a chair. Electrodes are attached to his arms. He looks nervous. The scientist reassures him. Then the door closes. You are led to the machine. Your instructions are simple. Ask the learner a series of questions. If he answers correctly, move on. If he answers incorrectly, press a switch. Deliver an electric shock. With every mistake, increase the voltage, one step at a time. The experiment begins. The learner makes a mistake. You press the first switch. 15 volts. Nothing happens. Another mistake. 30 volts. Still nothing. 45 volts. 60 volts. Everything feels normal, scientific, routine. Then the learner starts making more mistakes. 75 volts. For the first time, you hear him react. A small sound, a brief complaint. You hesitate, only for a second. The scientist calmly tells you to continue. So you do. 90 volts, 105 volts, 120 volts. The complaints grow louder. The learner sounds uncomfortable now. The room suddenly feels smaller, warmer. You glance toward the scientist. He doesn't seem concerned. He's simply observing, taking notes, watching, waiting. 150 volts. The learner shouts. He wants to stop. He says he no longer wishes to participate. His voice carries through the wall. Desperate. Human. Real. You turn toward the scientist. What should I do? The scientist barely looks up. Please, continue. The words are calm, polite, almost gentle, and yet they carry enormous weight. You hesitate. Then you press the next switch. 180 volts. 210 volts. 240 volts. The learner is now screaming, begging, demanding to be released. Your hands begin to sweat. Your heart beats faster. Everything inside you says stop. But the scientist remains calm. The scientist remains confident. The scientist remains certain. And certainty can be persuasive, especially when it comes from authority. So the voltage continues to rise. 255 volts, 270 volts, 285 volts, 300 volts. Suddenly, a loud bang echoes through the wall. The learner pounds desperately against his chair. Then silence. Complete silence. No more answers, no more shouting, no more movement. Nothing. You stare at the machine. Something feels terribly wrong. You ask the scientist what happens now. His response is immediate. The absence of a response should be treated as a wrong answer. For a moment, the room feels unreal. The learner may be unconscious, he may be injured, he may be worse. And yet the scientist is telling you to continue. Many people believe they know what they would do next. Most are wrong. Because this is not a story about monsters. It is a story about ordinary people. People just like you. People who arrived that morning expecting a harmless experiment. People who never imagined they would find themselves in this situation. And yet, many continued. 330 volts, 345 volts, 360 volts, 375 volts. Still silence. Still no response. Still no sign that anyone should continue. Yet many did. 390 volts, 405 volts, 420 volts, 435 volts. Finally, 450 volts. The last switch, the maximum voltage. The switch marked danger. Then the experiment ends, and the truth is revealed. The learner was never being shocked. The screams were real recordings. The learner was an actor. The machine was fake. No one had been harmed. But something far more important had been revealed. The decisions were real. The hesitation was real. The conflict was real. The obedience was real. The experiment had never been testing electricity. It had been testing human nature. The man behind the study was psychologist Stanley Milgram. He wanted to understand a disturbing question. How far will ordinary people go when instructed by an authority figure? The results shocked the world. Before the experiment began, Milgram asked experts to predict what would happen. Most believed only a tiny fraction of participants would obey all the way to the end. Perhaps 1%, maybe 2%. Instead, approximately 65% continued to the maximum voltage. Not because they enjoyed hurting people. Most appeared deeply uncomfortable. Many protested. Many questioned the scientist. Some laughed nervously. Some trembled. Some looked visibly distressed. Yet they obeyed, again and again. Because authority has a strange power over the human mind. When responsibility appears to belong to someone else, people can find themselves doing things they never imagined possible. For decades, the Milgram experiment became one of the most famous studies in psychology. It appeared to reveal something deeply unsettling, that ordinary people are capable of extraordinary cruelty under the right conditions. But the story did not end there. Years later, researchers began debating the experiment. Some questioned the methods, others questioned the conclusions. The experiment became controversial. Yet one thing remained undeniable. The questions Milgram asked still matter. Because the frightening part of the experiment was never the machine. It was never the laboratory. It was never even the scientist. It was the realization that the line between obedience and morality may be thinner than we like to believe. Perhaps the real question was never, what kind of person would do such a thing? Perhaps the real question is, would you?